Hey, what's going on? We're live from the Sportatorium, uh, watching the game. Uh, Blazers at the Knicks. Uh, anyway, I set the ring up. When was it? Today or no? Last night. Last night I set this ring up, and I put these stickers, the Gotham City comic stickers on. I added those last night. This one did really well. The one here, but this one started peeling up, and so I this thing had dust on it. Sometimes, yeah, I'm not thinking clearly. Anyway, I didn't even clean this off before I stuck the stickers on. So I took that sticker off, the one that was peeling up. This one stuck perfectly fine, even when I got you know, the paper towel with a little bit of cleaner sprayed on it. I wiped everything down, the whole thing. I took that sticker off because it peeled up. Anyway, blah blah blah. So I set the ring up, and I think this is it still has something to do with Reed and with that device that he got from Simon Bar Sinister. Yeah, it's right there. Uh, the the moment respacer. Anyway, this guy Bob Saget from Full House. He is he's fighting Spider Man. This referee's going, you watch it. No punching, no closed fists, right? And then this guy over here is Micro Mini. No, not Micro Mini. It's Macho Mini. Mini Macho is what I call him. Mini Macho, I think, is what we should call this guy. Uh, so this is one of those little homie figures that I found just by chance. I was going through stuff a couple days ago looking for things, and I found a whole container of little homies, and this guy was in there, and I forgot about this guy. And he's really like action figure size. You can put him in like a character in one of these guys can hold them in their hands. Like, look, there's Captain Lou right there. Um, anyway, Mini Macho, I decided that he could be a, a, a like an Ant Man type, but he's permanently mini. I don't know. I think he was born this way, like Stuart Little. He was born a miniature macho lucha, and that's his whole deal. Um, he's Um, what was I going to say? I forgot where I was going to say he's from. Um, gosh, why can't I think of the name of the place? It was anyway. It was going to be a bad place that I was going to. I can't think of the name of the town. Anyway, let's move on. I was maybe you can hit me up in the comments if you can remember the bad town that I was thinking of that I was going to say where because where on the back it tells you where they're from. And he wouldn't be from parts unknown. He would be like from El Cajon, but El Cajon is too nice. So I'm thinking, like, what is that place that's between? It's kind of ratty. It used to be ratty. I don't know what it's like now, but anyway, it's between San Diego. It's near Santee. It's near Tijuana. Um, what the heck is the name of it? Chowchilla. It's not Chowchilla. It's not Encinitas. Is it It's not Is it Encinitas? I don't know. I fucking can't remember. Anyway, he's from someplace bad. He's from Bellflower. So that's where he's from. So yeah, he's from Bellflower, California, or Monrovia. He's from Monrovia. Uh, anyway, Mini Macho. Moving right along. There's nothing really going on, man. I'm just relaxing. I had a busy day of cooking and eating. It was an off day, so I didn't do any exercising. Uh, Let me think about if I did anything productive around here. Uh, got a couple new books today. Uh, no new action figures. I'm organizing and moving stuff around. Like I got these boxes out. This is an art box. It's got unfinished art projects in it that I need to finish. That's why I pulled it out. these mini muscle figures. I pulled them out because I was considering painting these, and I looked on my phone and saw pictures of what these looked like when people paint them, and I think they look better like this, so I'm not going to paint them. Oh, here's some stuff that, so, I'm hanging stuff up and everything, going through stuff. Anyway, I don't really like talking about what I'm going to do in upcoming videos, but there's like a staging area that's happening right here. Oh, I found this. Speaking of Monrovia, I found this like yesterday, and it's from my Aunt May's scrapbook, and it is the newspaper article from the Mojave Miner from when my father died in a helicopter crash. And this is a copy that my mother made. What's the year? It says right here. 1/20/06. So this was 1/20/06. David, I finally had the courage to see these articles in May's scrapbook. I thought you would also like a copy, so I made copies for each of you. Love, Mom. May is her older sister, my Aunt May, and she was the family historian, like scrapbooker. She had scrapbooks for each division of the family. It was very intense. She was really good at it. Like, look, this is my Aunt May's handwriting is in here. Look, from the newspaper where Jean crashed, May 13th, 69. I wrote in for on Jean's helicopter crash, 69. So she wrote this newspaper, and from California, and this is in Arizona, in Kingman, Arizona, where my father died. So she wrote this paper, and they sent her the article through the mail. And this would have been things at my father's funeral. I was there. I just don't remember a lot of it, but I do remember some of it. I remember the moments. This is an orchid from one of Jean's floral pieces on March 17th. So there are moments of this day that I do remember. March 17th, this day. Of course, my Aunt May would have been there. Everybody would have been there. After the funeral, we played football in the backyard. And, yeah. But that's cool. I don't know what to do with it. I mean, look at that photograph. It's hard for me to even look at now. Like, 60 years later almost. It's kind of a trip. But I pulled it out, man, because it's all folded up in this little envelope, like for years and years. And I unfolded it because, there's stuff that I want to hang up. And I'm like, do I hang this up? I don't know if you hang this up. Look at this down here. It's pieces of the secret mission to Spy Island, which I received a couple years after that helicopter crash. This accessory set and for G.I. Joe. But this is a new one, or new to me. But this is from Kevin at this too, I think, from Kevin at Gotham City Comics. The aforementioned Gotham City Comics from the wrestling ring. Excuse me. Look at this skateboard deck. This is a really cool skateboard deck. It was a gift from my son. It's by Johnny Ryan, and it's Aliens versus Wrestlers. Look, I think this is supposed to be Hulk Hogan. It is. That's Hulk Hogan right there. I guess, who's this? This is supposed to be, is that One Man Gang? I'm not really sure who that's supposed to be. Kevin and I looked at this and we talked about it. This is definitely, that's the Iron Sheik. Gosh, it's hard to really tell. I mean, I thought we had it figured out. My son and I, or Kevin and I, we talked about it. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. This is the Return of the Jedi official collector's edition from whenever this was, 1984 or 1983. When did this movie come out? Anyway, this is set aside. Pulled that out. I found it the other day. I kind of want to go through it and look at it before I give it to my son, who's a Star Trek. He collects Star Trek stuff. My mom used to say Star Trek. But she actually really watched the show and she enjoyed it.
Anyway, this is not Star Trek. This is Star Wars. One of my sons is a big Star Wars fan. He has a collection. He collects Star Wars stuff. And so when I find stuff in my collection that is important things, like this is an original, it's in really good shape. This would be great in his collection. He'll end up hanging it on the wall or something. Here's an old issue of Savage Sword that I pulled out just because I love this cover so much and I wanted to reread it. That's why that's there. Let's look at this stuff right here. So this the book and record set. The record's in here for the secret mission to Spy Island. Got that, Kevin. All of these books, excuse me, all these books came from this girl that I dated named Judy, and my name for her was Judy Booty. Anyway, I met her because she had a big butt. There's three of them. I met her on Match.com and hit it off with her. Anyway, we dated for a while, and one day she came over to my house, and she had been to my house before. This is the old apartment in San Francisco. You guys have been there. It looks just like this one, except it was more decorated than this one. Anyway, so she knew that I was into all this stuff, and she came over to my house one day. And she had these books with her, and they're really cool, actually. She didn't even know what they were. She goes, I stopped at a garage sale the other day and I saw these. I got them for you for like $0.25 a piece. And I was like, oh, these are actually really cool, Judy. Thanks, baby. These are awesome. And so look at this one I think is like Joe Jusko art or something. Isn't that cool? Original Golden Book. There's that. And then GoBots. So like I guess some people would say that these were like knockoff Transformers, but actually they're kind of good. Like the cartoon was good, I think. I feel like we watched GoBots in the barracks when I was in the army. GoBots came on at the same time, right around Voltron, like, I don't know, 84, 85, 86 is when we were watching GoBots. Is that right? Or my years are off? I don't know. Here's a little booklet from the Believe It or Not Museum in San Francisco. Fisherman's Wharf. Isn't that cool? I don't know what the year is on this. This would have been one of the years that I went when I was a kid. I'm going to guess the early 70s. Anyway, I can't really do much because I have one hand. So we can't really look through here. There's not a lot of pictures. But I saved this my entire life, like since I was probably about 8 or 7 or 6, whenever this trip to the museum was. I went many times during my childhood, but this particular time, apparently I got the book and I brought it and kept it with my stuff. And here it is. It's still here. Probably about 1972. Here's what I've been reading a lot lately. You want to look at these real quick? I've been reading a lot of this Japanese manga comics, and I really like them. Let's see. So this one right here, I haven't completely committed to starting it yet. I just read like the first 20 pages and I said, all right, I'm in. It's called Die Dark. It's a science fiction, outer space, horror kind of comedy. This is the one that I'm really reading right now. I'm on the 3rd volume and I already have number 4 lined up. It's called Blue Exorcist. It's about a bunch of kids going to a special school to learn how to become exorcists. That's it. It's like a high school, prep school, a Catholic prep school, a Catholic high school in Japan, where they teach kids to become exorcists. This is one of the characters in the book, in the story. It's another one of the characters. It's pretty good. I haven't read this. Well, I read some of this when I first got it a few years ago. Anyway, this is Sabrina the Teenage Witch. All of this stuff that's here on this rack is here just because of size. Because it's paperbacks and it's the right size. So that's Street Fighter Gaiden. I haven't read this yet, but I've read the other Street Fighters before it. Oh, they're not back there. This is Full Metal Alchemist. I'm all lined up for this. Boy, I started reading this and I said, I'm in on this too. Boom, look at this. This is the original. I need to. So I'm going to pull this right now and move it to my reading stack because I want to get in on this and because I want to read this and make a video about it. This is Duranki. This is created by the same artist that passed away that created Berserk. Kentaro Miura. Isn't that beautiful? So I've read Berserk, not the whole thing, just the first couple volumes, and I love it. Anyway, this is like some work that he did. This is the Four Agreements. You guys should check that book out, actually. Do you know what the Four Agreements are? Gosh, I used to know exactly what they were. I've kind of forgotten. I could pull it up and look at it, but who wants to, right? Anyway, this is like a. What is this, man? Was this the 90s? This is like a men's power book or something. It's about being a better man. About being a better man, a better person, or I don't know what the fuck it was about. Anyway, I read it and I liked it. Tokyo Ghoul. This is what I was going to read and start reading before Blue Exorcist. You know, my daughter-in-law, when I had this, and this is her stuff. She reads all of this. She's got a giant collection of all this manga. Anyway, I told her that I got this Tokyo Ghoul and I was going to read it. And she said, "Oh, yeah, I've heard good things. But you know what? You should check out. I really recommend Blue Exorcist." And so I tried Blue Exorcist. And then I forgot about reading all the other stuff because I got into it. That's what I've been reading. This is 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. This is like a softcore, kind of almost porn, but it isn't. And it's comedy and it's kind of like Archie, but it's not. It's so hard to place and tell you what this is like. Anyway, the art's amazing. Can't show it to you because it really is like softcore porn. But on the back it says for like 15 and up. Older teen, 15 plus. Look at this. Look at the underboob on Betty. All right, this is Golden Kamui. Haven't started this yet. My son told me that he was watching this and it was really good. And he told me the synopsis, the whole storyline, the plot of like the first 3 episodes of the anime. And I like anime, but I like to read the manga first. And here's a book on amphibians. It's Dirty Laundry. Yes, let's put this Batman manga over here with my stack. This Bat manga. This is my reading stack. So I read 3 books at a time, but then I read a 4th. So I have 3 constant rotations going on where I've got 3 books that I'm reading all at the same time, and I read parts of it like this is Winsor McCay, so I'll read like 10 pages or whatever I'm in the mood for reading, 5 pages or something, and then I'm reading this original Superman right now, and I'm almost done with this Action Comics, and we're going to add Batman in there, the Bat manga, the original Bat manga. I'm going to look at some figures. This is the first Mondo Batman, the animated series figure that they made. He's not quite 6th scale. He's like 10 or 10 and a half inches tall. Here's some stand pieces that look like rocks that I have set out here. They're not there for any reason. This isn't decorated very well, and of course, the lighting is very low and it's real dusty and dirty. I haven't done the spring cleaning yet. Anyway, there's Flash and the Executioner, Beta Ray Bill, Power Girl with the boob window back there, Superman, Darkseid, Human Torch. Who made this Green Lantern figure? Gosh, I got that so long ago. This Green Lantern figure is really old. 2010, 2011. I don't know. I can't even remember where Pretty sure I must have bought it from maybe Big Bad Toy Store, but I don't know who produced it. I don't have any packaging for it. I don't know what happened to that or what the story is. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Oh shit! Portland leads by 15. I'm kind of rooting for the Knicks in this game. I can't stand the Blazers. I actually, I watch games of all types. I watch all kinds of stuff on YouTube, but I watch sports on YouTube, and I actually subscribe to this guy who's like a diehard. He's got to be. I mean, I don't know who he is, but all the videos he posts are nothing but old Blazers games. Blazers games from the 70s, 80s, 90s, even up to like the 2000s. I can't stand the Blazers. I'm from the West Coast, and so I grew up being a Warriors fan and also a Lakers fan. I lived both in Northern and Southern California, and I like both teams. Even the Sacramento Kings. I even like the Kings. I lived in the Sacramento area for a long time. Right now, I'm in a Kings area, and the Kings would be the home team where I live right now. Anyway, so I my whole life have hated the Portland Trailblazers. So I subscribe to this guy's channel because all he shows are Blazer games, and it does, but he doesn't. See, look, they're ahead. But he doesn't. He's not discriminating. He doesn't just show games of the Blazers winning. It's like every single game, and so I like to watch because I get a chance to watch all the other teams, and I can always root against the Blazers every game. Cool, huh? Smart. It's a life hack. Look at this little White House. I kind of gave it away when you saw the top of it, but look how cool this is. So it's one of those squeeze things. It's made of rubber like a dog toy. Look. Whew. It's always darkest before the dawn. Isn't that cool? I got it on Amazon. I don't know. Look up like Trump White House squeeze toy. It'll probably come up. This stuff is just so haphazardly thrown up here. So nothing is purposefully, set up to be decorated, and it's just here because I go, I got to set it somewhere. Everything's in constant movement. I still haven't completely moved in and set up any sort of like, shelves or decorations or anything. Everything's just kind of set down. Look at this. Isn't that awesome? A little atom bomb. There's a gorilla and a panda bear. They're like little eraser size. They're not actually erasers, but they're like rubber. I used to buy these at the hobby shop in San Francisco on Geary Street. I don't know where this came from. I can't remember. This is my little garden right here. Got some succulents and a bonsai tree. And then this little guy, him as well. It's a little avocado alien. I can't remember where it came from. There's my sleeping Godzilla. It's one of my favorite figures. He looks like he's praying, kind of. Maybe he's praying. I don't know if he's praying or sleeping. To me, I always thought he was sleeping. Let's look at him. His eyes are closed. And he's like sleeping. He's like nodding off, leaning forward. See? It's an unusual figure. I like him. He looks cool. These are... What is this? Robot 19? Oh, I can't even remember the name of this anime. Anyway, this is one of the earlier animes that my kids and I watched. And then a buddy of mine, who's a huge Japanese, like, Japanophile, like a otaku, weebo, whatever you want to call him. Anyway, going way back before it was even popular. Anyway, he used to buy all this stuff. These are real. They came out of a vending machine. They came in these big plastic bags with header cards, and they actually came out of these large vending machines in Shinjuku or something like that, the toy place where. Anyway, he had these, and so I bought them from him, and then I did the unthinkable and took them out of the original packaging. I did save the header cards. But they're cool, aren't they? They're neat. They're big. These are big. Like, I don't know, like 14 inches, 15 inches tall. Because this Jaguar is 12 inches. So yeah, they're big, dude. Like 16 inches maybe. Look at these little flimsy stands they come with. That's how you can really tell that they were just like the ones that you got out of the vending machine. They didn't come in a box or anything. They're kind of, the fabric is still good on those, on their scarves. They'll have these fabric scarves. This is a Godzilla figure. I can't remember where I got him. Somewhere in San Francisco, like Chinatown or Clement Street. He was cheap. He's like a $10 Godzilla. And he was just like in a bin or something. I don't remember. I just gripped it. I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool big Godzilla. These are like applause or something from the 90s. This little crying baby or something. I don't know. This is like an actual line of toys from the early 60s. I forget what they're called. But the paintwork is really nice on it. So is the sculpting and the detail. I would say it's a crying war orphan, but that's not what it is. It's an original E.T. figure that was in my Christmas stocking from my mother whenever E.T. came out. The Christmas after E.T. came out. There's that Godzilla that was just in the video recently. See what I'm saying? I just threw, this is the stuff that, I just used in the video. I just put it, doesn't have a place. Nothing has a place yet. There's Grandpa Munster. This is my book collection. Look at all my paperbacks. Are you looking at my paperbacks back there? So up here was more Japanese stuff, larger stuff, bigger books. But down here, this is like my whole childhood paperback collection. These are all the books that I collected and read as a teenager and as a child, as a smaller kid, as an adolescent. I read all these Tarzan books, all this Burroughs stuff. I read just about all of these books. Like by the time I was like 15 or 16, I had read everything that you're looking at. Down here. So let's see. These are Ace Doubles. More Burroughs stuff, older Burroughs stuff. Maybe we should do another video where we look at every one of these paperbacks. The covers on these books are amazing. A lot of these, the ones right now that are in the middle of the screen, a lot of those have Frank Frazetta covers. Here's a Muhammad Ali doll made by Mego in the mid 70s. Some kid burned him with like a lighter or something. He's got like melted spots on him. This wasn't my original, though. I did have this figure and I really liked it when I first got it. It came with a bunch of accessories. Like he had this thing that you attached to his back and like you could make him move and punch. And he had gloves and a robe. He was the greatest. And there was a cartoon that was on at the same time that I watched. This is made of metal. This came from a girl. This is like you put a cap inside here. It unscrews, and there's a spot in here to fit one little square cap that goes in a cap gun. You just put one in here. This is rusty. I don't think it still works, but you would throw it up in the air, and then when it comes down, it hits the sidewalk or the street or your driveway, and it goes off and it makes a cap sound. Ingenious. But you could use it when you're playing army or playing war with your friends. That's the idea, I think. It's like a mortar. This Island Earth. Metaluna Alien. Here's a little Adventures of Terry and the Pirates. That's here because there's this little pirate area going on over here. There's pirates, a couple pirates. There's a cannon. I just found this the other day. This came from my Uncle Joe, and I never opened it, never did anything with it. He would bring me souvenirs and stuff from Vegas or Reno or Tahoe. This is a Big Jim weight. One Big Jim, like 5-pound dumbbell. Why Big Jim would need like a 5-pound dumbbell? I don't know. I don't need a 5-pound dumbbell. I mean, women use 5-pound dumbbells. All right, look at this. This is a coffin that came from Disneyland. And it came from that souvenir shop that's in the French Quarter, that's right in front of the Pirates of the Caribbean and the Blue Bayou restaurant. And the last time we were in Disneyland, which I think was about 2004, 2002, when my kids were little, they went into this store and with the intent of buying me a gift, like a souvenir. And I didn't know what they were going to pick. They were little at this time, like 10 and 7 or something like that. And I don't know how much money I gave them, like 20 bucks or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it was probably 20 bucks. They wanted to buy me something. And I didn't know what they wanted, like they had gone in there already or something. And Dad, can we get you something? We found something we want to get you. It's all dusty. So this is what they got me. This is what they wanted to get me. It is a really cool ceramic coffin that opens up, and it has all these little skulls inside of it. All these individual little painted skulls. There's all different ones. Like, look at this guy's. Looks like he's an insurance salesman. I shouldn't do that. They're like made of ceramic. I don't want to chip them or anything. This guy, this looks kind of like Freddie Mercury or something. This is just a regular skeleton head. It's a regular standard skull. It's a really nice looking skull though, isn't it? I love these. Let's look at this. This is like a Grateful Dead or like Sturgis. Oh, this is the Grim. Oh, it was either the Grim Reaper or a Spanish conquistador. Here's a punk rocker. Well, what kind of? But he has a chin strap. So this isn't really a punk rocker. This is like a post-apocalyptic road warrior type person. Another Grateful Dead type situation, but he kind of looks like he's got a Hitler mustache. And this guy's got like a, what is that called? A little soul patch. This is a punker. This looks like the lead singer for Flock of Seagulls. Oh, this is cool. This is a samurai. And this looks like John J. Rambo. So I really remember this day when we got this. I even remember when we went back to the hotel afterwards and we looked through all this, looked through all of our souvenirs, and we looked through all of them and we talked about, we did what we just did, except at the hotel. There it is. I was looking for that other head. I guess it is. What is the Grim Reaper? Not sure. Well, it's really dusty down here. This is a Garbage Pail Kid girl with the snot coming out of her nose. That's some Jack Kirby superhero. And this Statue of Liberty came from the Statue of Liberty. Way back in the 70s. It was the same. What year was it? So I don't know that it was the exact same year that the World Trade Center opened, but it was a huge deal. And my best friend, Steve, and his whole family, because his stepdad was from New York City. Anyway, the whole Scarlato family went to New York and did the whole thing, went back to their roots and everything. And, where they were from, and Steve had never been there. Anyway, he brought me back the Statue of Liberty when I was about 7 or 8. Yeah, I was about 7 or 8. It's heavy. It's still this is the original one, man. It's my best friend at the time in elementary school. And he told me all about everything. There's Geppetto. Here's a couple little rubber animals that I painted for an art project because I was real edgy. So these came from the Dollar Tree, the dollar store, They were like in a 2-pack, and they were like baby toys, like for children. Like it's made of rubber, and I completely painted them completely. So it's like a commentary on how much America sucks. See, look how they racialized this hippo. See how they racialized that hippo? And then look at this rhino. This rhino has some sort of political agenda. Um, anyway, that's it. So I made these for this little art show. Badass, huh? Super edgy. There's Dr. Doolittle back there. And this is Johnny Apollo and some weird witch from the 70s. It's like a squeezy toy. It's pretty cool. Captain Laser from Major Matt Mason as well. Iron Man. This is Captain Action. Oh, look at this, Mr. Chimp. Oh, did his arm come off? Oh, damn it. So this is because I moved him recently. He's right here by the curling bar. So his arm is broken. And I had it glued. It needs to be re-glued. So this isn't my original Mr. Chimp. I did have an original Mr. Chimp, but my mom threw him away because she thought he was creepy. She even said that. I remember she said it. What is this? It's got a button that says, "Support our troops in the Gulf." That was a button that was my mother's that she used to wear that was like on her sweater or something. Like on the sweater that she would wear when she would walk to the beach or something. She would only put it on for certain occasions. You know what I mean? She was like an old lady. Oh, get my sweater. No, that one. The other one. I need that one. We're going to the beach. Anyway, it was... Shit, it would be on there. Anyway, I ended up with it. But I had this Mr. Chimp when I was a kid. She just took him away. Threw him in the trash. He used to have a remote-controlled device that looked like a transistor radio. And it was connected to him by a wire. And you could make him... He talked. He made noises. He like made monkey noises. And he would say, "I'm Mr. Chimp." And he could spin around. These arms, there's a motor inside there. And his arms would spin around. And he would like walk. I could make him follow me in the backyard. "I'm Mr. Chimp. I'm Mr. Chimp." And I pushed that button. And she hated me for it. His eyes closed when he lays down, just like a doll. That's why she didn't like him. I think she opened the closet and he was laying down there looking up at her. And it reminded her of maybe some children in Colombia when they lived in Colombia or something, you know. She had been exposed to extreme poverty, and she felt sorry for those Colombian children that lived on the other side of the stone wall with the broken bottles in the concrete on the top, so they couldn't climb into our yard. But yeah, anyway, I don't think that's the real reason, but they did live in Colombia before I was born, so that could be it. Here's my curling bar. This is what I do for certain lightweight focus exercises. Yeah, it is really. That's what I in my advanced age, I don't do a lot of heavy weights, and so I use this for like close in curls. I use this for military presses. I use this for bent over rows. It's real compact, and I can throw those plates on there if I want. Here's some comics. There's like some shitty ones down here. This is just like overflow from the glut, stuff that I haven't thrown away or it's not good enough to even give to someone yet. This used to be an auto trader rack from our friend's deli. That other rack too used to hold tourist pamphlets. My friend owns a deli. He still owns a deli, but he occasionally would give me things. That's where this came from. Or actually, he would give the things to my son that worked for him to give to me, and then I would get them. Dawn Post Studios. I can't remember the title to the name of this mask. Let's see if it's on here. Look at these 3 eyes. Does it say on the back? Teenage Monster. There it is. Look at this hand. There's a story to go with this hand. So this this hand, man. So one time my girlfriend Jennifer and I went on a haunted hate tour where you go with like a tour group and a tour guide to all the haunted spots in the Haight-Ashbury district in San Francisco. And it's like all these tourists and stuff, and the host of it is like, you know, goofy and everything. And during during the tour, and it's all on foot, and it's at night, you walk through these creepy neighborhoods in Haight-Ashbury, and you go to all the different houses where and spots where all these different messed up things have happened. And there's different ghosts. There's a lot in the Haight-Ashbury district. A lot of old houses, a lot of dead ghosts and stuff. A lot of stories. Anyway, most of the stories I already knew them because I lived in San Francisco for 15 years, so I already knew everything, or a lot of stuff. And what I didn't know, Jen knew. And so during the tour, like at each stop, at the end of him, whatever he was doing, anyway, he would he had like a whole quiz with prizes too, and he kept track of everything and had people's names written down on a little tablet and everything. So I think like he asked 10 questions, and Jen and I got like 8 out of 10, you know. And so at the end, and the prizes would be like a little bat pin, or like an eyeball, or like a pair of Halloween fangs or something like that. But at the end, he all tabulates it all up, and yeah, so at the end, Dave and Jen got 8, and Ralph and Stephanie got 1, and Sing Lu and Shang got 1 as well. So I guess the grand prize goes to Dave and Jen, and so this was the grand prize was this hand. So I kept it ever since. Not for a sentimental reason at all, because it was just a funny night. It was funny because it felt like we were cheating. But and we didn't expect there to be prizes or anything. It was all goofy. But anyway, and it was all her too. She booked the whole thing. I had nothing to do with any of it. But it was just, this prize is what's cool. I think it's, and so I think it's a cool thing. I mean, I just like certain weird shit, you know that. Anyway, this has been long enough, 40 minutes. Thanks for watching. The whole time. Peace out. Have a good night or day or evening, whatever you're up to. Thanks for watching.